I need you to explain to me why you deserve a $30,000 ring. And her only response was, because I deserve it. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of A Life After I Do, the podcast. How's everyone this wonderful Wednesday?
I'm saying, are you expecting them to answer?
I like to think that they answer in my head.
Okay. Weirdo.
Whatever. Hope everyone is having a lovely Wednesday morning, afternoon, night, whenever you're listening to this. I hope it's started off to be a great day.
I hope it's sunshine and rainbows.
Sunshine, rainbows,
And
unicorns, all of the above. I just hope that you have
Jinx,
a
you
great
owe me
day.
a soda.
I'll get you a puppy.
Oh, damn poppy.
Hey, babe.
Hey, Booskies.
How's it going?
Meh.
Why is it meh?
Meh.
Meh.
No, I don't feel no way. I feel
How was your week?
it's indifferent.
Okay.
No,
Talk about it.
I want you to talk about your week first.
Why?
Because you just go first.
Okay. I mean, I had a pretty decent week.
That's great.
I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I had a good Valentine's Day.
That's
I
great.
loved my flowers.
Oh, that's good.
My husband got me some really nice flowers. They were beautiful. Favorite color.
Yeah, they got 2 more days if they did.
Let's hope not. I put the plant food in there, or not the plant food, the flower food stuff in there. So
How many times have you changed the water?
twice.
Okay, have you cut the ends?
Yes.
Okay, well,
They might have a higher chance of survival this time. I mean, I don't have a strong track record of keeping flowers alive.
You don't have no record.
So, I mean, I do have a record.
I think your longest stint of letting flowers live was 46 hours.
Okay, now you just want to.
Actually,
no,
no,
just trying to play in my face.
this might be your longest because
You trying to play in my face.
It's been almost 4 days and you're going strong with these ones. So this is. I am impressed.
You should be.
I am impressed.
You should be. I mean, don't expect them to be here probably another week.
I don't. I didn't expect them to be here this long.
I mean, I like to say that I've stepped my game up. I'm doing a little better. But anyway, yeah. So I had a good Valentine's Day. I hope everybody else out there had a great Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
Valentine's Day isn't like. It's not one of those holidays that I get like super giddy about. I don't know. I've never been like super huge
So I ain't gotta buy you nothing?
No, you do. But I've never been like, like, oh my gosh, Valentine's Day and making this big hoopla. Like you notice me and recognize me all throughout the year.
I'm gonna stop.
But Valentine's Day, I do like the extra little oomph, which is nice. But it's
The what?
primarily extra little oomph. But it's primarily for the kid now, because I just think it's really important for you to set that bar high for her.
Really?
Yeah. She was really excited though. Like seeing her excitement when you were like, oh, I got you something. And she was looking like, what, for me? And I'm like, Phoenix, it's been like this every year. Relax. Like, stop trying to make it seem like you didn't get a Valentine's Day gift last year. Calm down.
Well, according to her, she didn't eat yesterday.
But anyway, yeah, so I had a good week there. Just been busy with the typical stuff, the kid, keeping up with her schedule, going to the gym. That's been working out really good. My elbow is starting to feel a little bit better. In case you guys didn't know, I had a little bit of tennis elbow, but it's getting a little better. I mean, I'm still not able to fully extend my arm all the way out when it's like in front of me.
Just wait.
But I don't really notice it as much when I'm lifting weights, and it could be because I'm trying to ignore it too, because I'm like,
Mine never matter.
push, bitch, push.
Mine never matter.
Yeah. And then when I'm done with my workout, I'll be like, oh gosh, my elbow's about to fall off. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I had a pretty good week. How
That's
was
good.
yours?
This week showed me a lot of things.
Oh my gosh. Why? What did it show you?
Everyone in this house
Uh-huh.
on Valentine's Day got something.
Uh-huh.
But me.
Uh-huh.
I ain't get nothing.
Okay.
No one thought about me.
That's not true. What do you always say?
What do I say?
Never to get you anything.
That's not what I say.
That's what you always say.
I accept all gifts.
Okay. Next Valentine's Day, we are going to make it the best Valentine's Day ever.
You're going to forget about this after we finish recording.
No.
So my weekend was it was just a long weekend.
Okay. I need you to snap out of it.
It was just
I need you to snap out of it.
I'm telling people my week.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Because he was not even behaving this way before. Now all of a sudden the cameras are rolling and the lights is on. Now he trying to be all melancholy.
Yeah.
Like stop it. Stop it.
It was
Stop.
It was meh.
Stop it.
It was meh. I gotta let the people know how I feel about my week.
Okay, but don't switch up how you feel when we start recording.
You know, the one thing I would say I went to one of my favorite restaurants with some friends on Valentine's Day, so I treated myself. So I got myself something, but my family didn't get me
Diabolical.
anything. My family didn't get me anything.
Diabolical.
So
you got yourself some dinner?
Yes.
Or did we go on a double date?
I got myself some dinner with some friends. I like to thank my good friends Julie and Eric for their company.
Just F me, huh?
On Valentine's Day, my wife didn't care. She ate. She was there. She just didn't care about me. So
okay.
I like to thank my good friends for trying to salvage my Valentine's Day.
For trying to salvage your Valentine's Day?
Because my wife made sure
That's so funny because you were like talking about how you were having so much fun and that you were so excited to be out with me and that we were just going to like enjoy the evening and you were so hyper and
I was putting on a brave face to make sure
to
make sure that you enjoyed your day since you didn't want to make it about me.
I'm not doing this with you today.
So
I'm not doing this with you today.
You know?
I don't want to do this.
So that was most of my week. On a positive tip, I've gotten a little stronger, pushing a little more heavier weight.
A little bit.
See?
This is the attitude you bring out of me.
See what I'm saying?
This is it.
And I just look forward to. I did have a great week. Hold on.
You see the switch up?
I thought about it.
He was trying to like keep it like
I thought about it.
And now he's like, oh, I did have a good week. I'm telling y'all that he be putting on, he be fronting for the cameras, guys.
Let me tell y'all something. I just thought about something that made me very happy. So my Valentine's Day was terrible because my wife didn't think about me at all.
Oh right? My gosh.
But my week was great.
Okay.
So about around last Thursday, I get a call from my tax guy.
Oh my gosh. Bye, Maurice.
Shout out to Robert. If y'all need a tax guy, call me. I got a good tax guy. And he calls me and he says, hey, Maurice, I got some numbers for you. Do you want to know? And I said, look here, Robert. I got enough bad news in my life.
Oh my gosh.
If I owe them, just send the paperwork. I'll see the amount when I sign the paper for you to file. If I don't owe them, then tell me the good news. And I got good news.
We don't owe this year.
We don't owe. So that's good news.
We don't owe. That was good news.
But it wasn't about you because I realize now, as your punishment for leaving me out of Valentine's Day, you will not be seeing any of my tax money. What? Y'all know she will not be seeing any.
A dime of our tax money?
Of my tax money. Because all that tax money is coming from the hours I worked.
The hours that we worked. That we worked together.
So y'all might see. I might post a picture or two when my taxes come in. Me and my daughter will be acting different. We be a little bougie.
There will be signs.
There will be signs.
You gonna take her to Chick-fil-A?
No, we're gonna go to Louis Vuitton and say, "Let me talk to Louis."
It's not a person.
We came here to talk to Louis.
Oh gosh, it's never a dull moment with you. It's so
that
funny.
was really great.
That was good.
Really. And then a good friend of mine told me how much he was getting, and I said I need 3 more kids.
No, absolutely not.
So my plan is to work on that later. I'm gonna just try to shoot for triplets.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Yeah.
And
Until they change it and be like, oh no, if they were all born on the same day, then you can only.
shit,
Could you imagine?
shit.
Could you imagine? Like, what
I
if
did,
somebody had 5 kids, right? And but they can only
count as one.
count
Diabolical.
because it was one pregnancy that
Diabolical.
produced 5 children. So
Diabolical.
in the eyes of the law, they're like, oh no, sorry, that's one.
I think it's wild that I've been able to make. I'm not gonna say how much I make, but I've been able to make the same amount working less in the last 2 years.
That's numbers for you. That's numbers.
How am I working less and making the same?
Yeah, it's numbers for you. I don't know.
Shouts out to Big Brown because my raise is coming up soon.
Yes.
It's gonna be nice for me and my daughter.
I'm not worried about you.
Me and
Jamil. I'm not worried about you at all.
My daughter and I, we are gonna live a great life.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Interesting.
We're just trying to see whether or not we're gonna include her mother.
I mean, you don't have to make an effort to include me because I'm like you. I'm so a part of it that you don't have to include me. I'm like there. It's like right there.
Well,
So.
we like the separation of church and state.
Okay.
It's Mo and Fee, and then there's just Guy.
This is marriage is like 80%. Just like you and your spouse
Talking shit.
just talking shit.
No, for real, you can get them triplets though.
Okay. No, you
Look,
gotta.
you gotta either
You gotta take that up with the good Lord, sir.
Look, you either gotta let her be a big sister or get her a cat. At this point.
Listen here. Okay, the whole topic of the cat topic that's been happening within our household since December, it needs to stop. Okay, it needs to stop because I feel as though you guys are trying to break me down. And you feel like if you just chip at me just a little bit each day, that I'm just going to give in.
I'm not a cat person. I don't want a cat.
And just give the kid a cat.
But my daughter, on the way to the park yesterday, when we were walking to the park, she said, "Dad, I just wish I had a cat."
Okay, so what's funny, I think I had told you when I was watching her from practice the other night, well, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, there was this gray and white cat that just like was walking past the gym. And I looked at it for a second and I was like, I mean, I could just swoop you up and take you to the vet and make sure you're not sick or something. And then give her the cat. But, I was like, but then I would have to touch it. Then it would have to be in my car and it's a cat. And I was like, ugh. Like immediately I was like, oh, it's a cat.
We overtime because your week took too long.
My week took too long? You started off in a depressive state and then had something that you remembered and now it's like.
Because I was sad Friday. No one cared.
Oh my gosh.
No one cared about me but Eric and Julie.
No one cared. That's funny because I made reservations. That's
you?
Diabolical.
On my phone.
That's diabolical. No, I did not. It's diabolical that I made reservations to what I know to be his favorite restaurant and called him and told him that I made reservations for his favorite restaurant that we always end up having to wait for. So I was like, oh, I know exactly what my husband's going to want to eat tonight. I know exactly what would put a smile on his face. I'm going to make reservations for his favorite restaurant. And then you sit up here and say that I didn't care about you on Valentine's Day, that I didn't think of you on Valentine's Day.
The cat.
That is wild.
People, this is the last I'm going to say about this. Don't believe her hype. My wife wanted the orange chicken from this place, and that's why she made the reservation.
I made the reservation. Is it or is it not one of your favorite restaurants?
It's my favorite place to get egg rolls.
Is it or is it not one of your favorite?
What we got today, Booski?
No, I'm not moving on to nothing. I'm not moving on to anything.
Y'all see how stubborn she is?
Is it or is it not? Well, if you want to play the gaslighting game.
Oh, now I'm gaslighting you?
Yep.
Oh,
is it or is it not?
They have great egg rolls and great.
I'm going to pull your beard.
You wouldn't be the first time.
Do you like the restaurant? You
have
made a claim that it is your favorite. You have made the claim.
It's not my favorite restaurant. It's my favorite place. It's my favorite local place to get egg rolls in Guelta. It ain't Dwayne's.
Life with you is
it ain't Dwayne's.
Interesting.
It ain't Bungalow.
I don't even think the Bungalow is even in business
Yes,
anymore.
it is. I looked it up.
When did you look it up?
A couple weeks ago.
Why are you gonna lie?
I'm not lying.
I just saw your lie face.
I'm not lying. Someone has an anniversary coming up.
Okay, but
and I'm actually planning something for you, but I shouldn't because obviously I wouldn't thought about. But I digress. What we got today, Booskies? What we got today?
something I should have done.
What was
Married for aesthetics.
Oh,
Because
you call me ugly? Because I'm out. I'm done. Okay. Wow.
oh no. No, today I wanted to talk to you and just kind of shoot the shit about, people who marry for aesthetics and materialism. Some pros and cons to marrying for aesthetics and
All I heard you call
materialism.
me ugly. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I'm teasing you.
Mm-hmm. He was teasing me.
For those of you who got that reference.
R.I.P. Bernie.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bernie Mac. But yeah, so people who marry for aesthetics and materialism. So I had came across this another clip, and they were discussing how women are asking for big rings and expensive rings, and he had a female who said that her ring needed to be a minimum of $30K.
Good for her.
And he was like, what makes you think you deserve a ring that's worth $30,000? And you want to be like, her claim is that she wants a 1% man and she wants a wedding ring or an engagement ring that's at least at minimum $30K.
So she want to walk around here with a Model 3?
Basically. And so he was like, I just looked at her because that's what a man who's in the 1% would do, which is just look at you. And I need you to explain to me why you deserve a $30,000 ring. And her only response was, because I deserve it.
And that's a lot of people's mentality.
It is a lot of people's mentality. So I was just thinking, because of course, you know me and the rabbit holes. So if you stay on something too long, that's exactly what social media will do. It just shows you more of it. So then I went down the rabbit hole about the vast majority videos that I kept finding about people talking that they don't want the marriage if they can't get pretty much the aesthetic, like the wedding day, the dress, the ring. And I was just thinking, like, people are not really out here considering trying to spend even a half of a lifetime with somebody if things don't look good or if they can't get the material effect out of it. What do you think about that?
I think people are naive. And
okay.
You can look well put together all you want. That don't mean you're not dealing with turmoil and depression and a whole slew of things on the inside. That doesn't looks don't equal how you feel or the reality you're in what you're living in.
Right.
Because you can have every worldly possession you want and be miserable.
That is true. That is true. But not only that, what happens because the only thing I can think about is what happens if someone sells you the facade, right? Or even if they don't sell you the facade, what if things start off where you're living the lavish life? You had the lavish wedding, you've got the big ring, you do the vacations, everything looks good. You marry a 1% man or a man who's at the top of his game financially, then what happens when he loses it all?
9 times out of 10, she probably gonna leave because she wasn't winning for the right reason to start with.
Yeah, that's true. But do you think that she would have? Don't look at me like that.
No, I just thought about Julie.
But do you think that?
Hold on, because she gonna hear that. I thought about what she said. You can't see us wallet in the picture.
Oh, that wasn't it. That was an inside joke with a few of our one of our best friend married couples. But yeah, so it just made me think about. Okay. I think what I can't wrap my head around, right, is considering going through something as heavy and as legal as a marriage
Mm-hmm.
on the foundation that this person provides you with things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then once the things are not there,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you're not there. Like if that's a mutual agreement, if it's an understanding, I think that's different.
well,
Like don't get me wrong, right? I think that's different. If it's like a mutual understanding,
mm-hmm.
the mutual understanding is you take care of me and the other mutual understanding is you look good and do what I need for you to do. Like if that's the terms and agreement of your relationship, by all means.
Yeah, but that's
Who am I? who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that it sets this type of like foundation, especially for the younger generation, that these things outweigh people's mental health, people's character. You know what I'm saying? Like for them to see things like that because they see like, oh, she got the pretty big ring. Oh, they take vacations. Oh, he has money. And then it's like it's easy to love. It's easy to love someone or you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's easy to have the love feelings and the love chemicals in your brain when everything appears to be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Or if you are on, you know, AKA easy street or things, you have all of the things that make you happy.
Yeah, but then again, like I said, it's like a lot of times that's just a facade. That's just a facade. And it's they want to appear one way, and like I said, they could be going through turmoil
Yeah.
constantly because he's with her for her looks, she's with him for what he provides, but on a more on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, they don't mesh.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so they're never in agreement on anything.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, you can get married for those reasons, but if you're talking about being married in a sense of sustainability, the connection or the compatibility has to start from within.
Right.
It's not necessarily on a material or well, I mean,
Aesthetic.
aesthetics is there because you have to be visually pleasing to one another to
Yeah.
to even engage in conversation with one another.
Do you?
Yeah, you do. But as far as the material things like that, material things are something for me personally. I would say it's on the bottom of the list because I care more about who my partner is on the inside. Like I wouldn't be able to go out and do the things I do, work the hours I work, if I felt like he wasn't deserving of my efforts.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I know me in particular, I'm just not the guy. I'm not gonna just do something because you look pretty. Like I don't because I mean it's kind of harsh to say, but I there's there's plenty fish in the pond, and I'd rather go find the fish I'm compatible with and bust my ass for her than just for you because you think you at the top of the chain
Because you think
because you can be used as bait just as quick.
Right.
So that's just my mentality. I don't think and I really would hope and think that people would understand that you have to have some kind of connection. And but I understand that there's people out here who are from a woman's point of view are just looking for stability, and they will acquiesce or settle for things or for men that they necessarily wouldn't see themselves with or don't have really connection with because he provides stability, and they're okay with that, and that's where their level of concern stops. Like they're not looking for anything. Like they will forego the deep connection, the deep bond, the deep love, the deep mutual respect if he's able to provide them with a good stable life.
Yeah.
In which they can be the stay at home mother. They can be they can drive the newest thing. They can have the latest clothes or whatever the case may be. If he provides her with that level of status in life, they're more than willing to play that role.
Right.
For their own stability, especially I feel like especially when it's in a situation to where they come from a situation to where they necessarily are not used to having things, and now they're saying, "Oh, okay, I can maintain this level of dress up to make my life easier."
I mean, and I can understand that and I can get that. And that's also like, I think it would be dismissive to say that that doesn't play a part even with women who don't just marry
Hmm.
for, aesthetics or money or whatever. Stability is like, it's right there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you, of course, you want to marry for stability, for life stability, financial stability. There's nothing wrong with that. I think what I'm saying is what they were saying in the clip that I was gathering is that being just
The only reason.
the only
Right.
reason, right?
I'm just saying, because I'm not saying like, I'm not saying stability isn't something you shouldn't look for,
Right.
right? But again, I'll take us for example, right? We were in no way, shape, or form stable for most of the relationship,
Right.
right? We were day to day, check by check, week by week.
Hmm.
We got through this week,
Yeah.
but we were working towards stability.
Right.
And then when we achieve that, now that we have achieved stability, and we reflect on what we went through in our past, our
Or
trials,
earlier years.
our trials, our
Hmm.
tribulations, and our growth, and how we stood by each other and stood for each other. I think we have a mutual respect and a mutual loyalty to each other, for because we are literally in a phase in life where we were able to be with each other through all phases of life.
Yeah.
Right. Like I always tell you, like you held me down when I had nothing.
Right.
So you deserve everything when I obtain, except for my tax money. You observe everything uh when I attain it, right? So like I would not be where I am in life now without you.
Hmm.
I am not blind or oblivious to that. That the strength that you gave me, the strength that you stood by me, the support that you gave me, put me in this position um, to evolve and become into the role I play as your husband. I'm aware of that. So in my eyes, it doesn't really matter. Um, it doesn't really matter going forward, like what may be pleasing or easy on the eyes to me. I feel like in my eyes, you have earned my loyalty throughout, no matter
Hmm.
what. Like there is no other option for me. Like
There's no BBL big enough.
I don't like BBLs anyway. Um, there's no woman that could come in and take your place in a position where she could ever even have your position,
Right.
because your position that can only be filled by you, because the level of trust and the level of support that I get from you and that I have for you, I cannot personally provide this to anyone else,
Right.
because you're the only woman that I trust with all my being.
Right.
Like I can I have full faith and confidence in you that when I leave here, if I leave home, if I go do anything, that the version of you that I was around when I was here is the same version that's going to be here when I got back, and the same version that's going to maintain you throughout your day, where no matter where you go. Like I know that um, you're not going to deviate from who you are based on who's around you. I know that the version of Kanisha I get is the version of Kanisha everyone gets, and I think that that part is really crucial to the longevity and the stability of our own marriage, because we are at a place to where the stability and the comfort in each other can outweigh any level of temptation. Like even when things are rocky, or maybe we having some troubles, it's still nothing else out there that's more appealing to me than you.
Right.
Now I can't speak for you.
I,
Yeah, I know. Hefty.
oh my gosh. Really? That was a low blow.
Yeah, you like them low. Yeah,
No.
you like them shorts low.
He's referring to, we give people nicknames at the gym. And there's this one guy at the gym, and I have given him the nickname Hefty. Because he a big boy, he a big boy, but he be walking around with like 9-inch seam shorts, and he a big boy. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, same.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I had found it interesting. an interesting data point. It says couples who marry at age 20
Mm-hmm.
are 50% more likely to divorce than those who wait till 25 or 28, which is apparently seems to be the most stable age to get married at, which is 28
Mm-hmm.
for longevity.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really interesting because when I was doing my scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
more so the videos that were popping up were the young 20 somethings.
Oh yeah, of course.
Who were showcasing
The one without life experience.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. So, but that's why I was also saying that's why I think that type of exposure for young people to see, that's where they kind of get like the values of marriage,
Mm-hmm.
like the important aspects of marriage
Mm-hmm.
get mixed up because this is what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing all of the fun, I'll call it the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing all the fun stuff.
I just feel like another big problem is that people are out here taking relationship and marriage advice and marriage advice from people who are not in successful relationships or marriage.
Okay, well, but I mean, what deems a successful relationship? Because I kind of know where you're going with this too, because that's like a really big thing too, with the whole relationship space, marriage space, and the advice space. What would you categorize as a successful relationship? What constitutes a successful relationship?
It's two people who are emotionally intelligent enough to understand that we can have our feelings and we can still come to a resolution, and that I'm not going to act a certain way because I feel a certain way towards you. You're not going to act a certain way because you feel a certain way towards me. We're going to be adults in the situation. And also a successful relationship is a relationship that has been through the fire and they both walked out together intact on the other side. A lot of people have been married and divorced multiple times.
Yeah. But that's still experience, no?
It's experience, but it's not success.
Okay.
It's not success.
Okay.
I can go out there right now and start a tech company and fail on Tuesday. I still have experience with owning a tech company. That don't mean I'm good at it. So I personally I see any divorce as a failed relationship. Yes, you have experience. Yes, you may have learned what you like, what you don't like, what you can tolerate, and you may have a better insight of who you are and what you need in a partner going forward.
Right.
But that situation is still, for me personally, it's still a failed relationship. It's still a failed marriage because you could not work out your problems inside the marriage, so you had to dissolve it. And once you dissolved it, it was a failure.
But what if it's things out of your control?
As of what?
I can't think of an example, but I'm just
exactly.
saying. but I'm just saying.
Here's my thing. If something out of your control, you can say like cheating, right? But even then, I would say in some cases when it comes to cheating, it's not completely out of your control because I subscribe to the notion of you have a role in everything.
Okay.
Right. So what led to the cheating occurred? Did you were you not in touch? Were you not keeping in touch? Were you not having those intimate conversations? Were you not
Are you
continuing?
talking about for both parties?
For both parties. Were
Okay.
you not continuing to date each other? Were you not considering to have that quality time with each other? Or did you drift apart?
Yeah.
Now, if you sat there and allowed yourself to drift apart and now somebody else came appealing to your partner and they went and cheated, or you went and cheated, you still failed because the drifting apart is what shouldn't have happened. Right? The cheating is just the outcome of the drifting apart.
Okay, so would they still be considered successful if they like the cheating happened and they stayed together? Is that still considered successful? Because what it sounds like is that you're saying the longevity is what constitutes a successful relationship.
It's not just longevity; it's the trials, right? Trial by fire.
That's what I'm saying.
So if the cheating happened and they stayed together
and they worked it out,
it's still a blemish on the record, right? Because there was but you rectified, like if you rectified the situation, like if you rebuilt trust, and what led to the cheating has been addressed, and now you're filling that void in that person, so that person's not looking outside. Then I would say yes, that was a successful conflict resolution path you took there.
Okay,
right? But the cheating is still a blemish.
Okay, but
I would say the cheating is now
it was a stepping stone.
a stepping stone, right? And it may have it's going to tarnish the person who cheated more than the person who got cheated on, but it's still a stepping stone in the marriage.
Okay. But working through it, getting to the other side of it, that is a success.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So are you?
But I'm not saying go out there and cheat nobody. I'm not endorsing cheating.
No, I didn't say you were.
I'm not saying that.
I know you're not endorsing cheating.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that they had a problem.
Yes.
Regardless of the problem. It ain't got to be something as big as cheating. It could be a financial problem, right? The cards were put on the table, a discussion was had, and then work was done.
Okay.
To mediate and be on common ground.
Okay.
That's a success.
Okay. I guess I can ride with that for now, because I feel like there's more I could go in to that, but I feel like that would also lead us off on a tangent. But anywho, so from the male perspective and the female perspective of marrying for aesthetics, marrying for materialism, obviously have different aspects to them. What are some of the aspects or perspectives of marrying for aesthetics or materialism for men?
For men, I don't necessarily think it's materialistic. I think it's more aesthetic, right?
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
I feel like all men want to have that, want a lady on their arm that other men look at, right? They want to know that they bagged the 10.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
They want to know that they walking around with a dime.
Right. They want to have someone that is, when they walk in with that other person, like they're looked at, like she's drawing attention.
Okay.
You know, I think that's one thing that men want. They want to have a partner that kind of like elevates them visually. You know what I'm saying? Now, some men also want a partner that elevates, that meet them financially, which, you know, that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's cool too.
Yeah.
Right. But I do think that the visual aspect of it is really what drives.
The visual aspect, the sexual aspect.
I can't say sexual aspect because I don't know.
I'm pretty sure if they're a 1%er,
I don't know.
that's gonna be.
I mean, if maybe they're 1%,
that would be like really high, because he understands that his pocket is really high on her list.
Yeah.
So the way she looks and how she performs is going to be very high in his book. I would assume. I'm not a man, so I don't know.
I associate the hotter a woman is, the more likely she's starfishes.
Not if she wants to keep the bag.
She might
not if she wants to keep the bag. She can't be starfishing it.
I think it's a mentality thing.
Okay.
You have the women that think that they the prize.
Okay, we're not going to get into that conversation because you already know how I feel about that. But okay, don't look at me like that. But all right.
So, you know.
Okay.
I'll say what I said.
We're gonna have to dive into that. We're gonna have to dive into that.
Dive into what?
The whole prize conversation.
Anyway, but yeah, like they want a partner that kind of like elevates the societal standards of beauty, right?
Okay.
No man wants to be with a woman and like, and when other guys see her, they're like, "Ooh,
that's his girl.
That's your girl."
Damn.
Yeah, right. Right.
I didn't give her shit. Damn.
No, nobody wants that. So.
Okay. I think that also plays a part from the female perspective. Looks obviously plays a part.
Can I say this too?
What?
I feel like sometimes people, like a lot of men, focus on like prioritizing like physical attraction.
Okay.
I think that's part of the, like, them looking for aesthetic.
Yeah.
Over the long-term compatibility. Right?
Yeah.
But I also say, if you're going to just solely pick a mate off of physical attraction, see what her mama look like.
To see how she going to look down the line. But what if she take more after her daddy?
See what her dad look like.
And her grandmama.
Check them off.
The whole point is I need to see the family tree.
I need some family photos.
I need to see
That's it.
Mother, father, grandmother.
Aunties.
Aunties. Because you don't know who she's taking after.
Yeah,
the physical attraction, obviously, I think that's high on both male and female. Women is the security and the stability for obvious reasons. I think for especially the younger girls, like I said, the media, the culture, they want to be able to be on social media, be on TikTok, be on Instagram, show off
Yes.
what Boo look like, show off the ring.
What he got me.
Yeah, what Boo got me. Having the influence of making them appear like they've won in life. You know what I mean? Like life is secured for me already. I done secured the boo. I done secured the ring. I done secured the bag. I'm finna secure this house. Like, you know, I have won at life. So the whole culture aspect of it, the whole social media, the influence of it all, the materialistic value, obviously, because that's like the main one. They want the orientations of prioritizing the financial aspects over the emotional stability, just like you said, because I mean, what would be the point? Like if
I'm not stable.
if you and you know we
I'm
equate
I'm not
you
saying
know
all
we
women.
equate stability with money.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, but what's his mental health like? What's his physical health like? Because I don't
take
think,
shots at me.
Listen here, I'm not taking shots at you. I'm not taking shots at you. I'm saying when women refer to stability, 9 times out of 10, we ain't talking about nothing but money.
Yeah. But I don't think a lot of women care about their health because if
they should.
But if he
has to work for the money and physically work for the money, you really should care about his health.
As long as he got enough put up so that when he gone, she can still live.
She not looking that far. She not looking that far into it.
Oh, was she planning wrong?
You look at you. Played yourself.
Look at you. Worry about the wrong.
Look at you. You played yourself.
Worry about the wrong stuff.
You played yourself. So yeah, but I think all in all, social media in general, a lot of different platforms really need to get back to the original ideas of, you know, marriage, not just the glam of everything.
But see, no one's posting their lowlights.
And I get that.
Let me say very few.
Right. And I get that.
Like I don't know the dude name, but you know the dude that used to come on and say roll with me. He posted his lowlights and what he went through. Yeah. And I applauded him for that.
Right.
Because it's
not an easy thing to do.
It's not easy, especially to admit you're wrong to a mass group of people, and then the influx of comments and you know,
ridicule, judgment. Right? Yeah.
That's not a thing. That's not an easy thing to do. But I said through my whole time following the young man or the gentleman, I said this is probably the most authentic he's ever been. Right. Right. Because
transparent.
Because not only is he taking accountability, he's showing the receipts. You know, and he's owning up to what. And in my mind, I was like, you didn't really have to do this because your partner wasn't on here airing you out. You literally chose to air yourself out. Right. And I think that's like, I think that, now granted, what he did was he went against a lot of shit he said. Right.
But he owned up to it.
But he owned up to it.
Right. He owned up to it. And I think those types of videos.
And just showing, I'm not owning up to shit.
Bye. Those types of
she
videos.
Gonna have to tell y'all.
Those types of videos, I applaud. Because it's not easy. Right. Yeah, I'm sure it's not easy. But especially when you have a large following and then you have people, because what tends to happen is people start looking to your relationship like that's it. Like you guys have figured it out. You have the perfect relationship. Your marriage is like A1, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you have to be really careful about that too, because you don't want to set this false facade that you found the cheat code or you have it all figured out when you don't have it all figured out.
And that's why when people say things like that about us, I said we're not perfect
by any means.
We argue all the time.
By any means.
We fight a lot, not all the time.
No, we don't fight a lot. I mean,
we don't, right?
I feel like we dig at each other
a lot.
That's what helps keeps us.
But
strong.
I always say is that we're just at the core of everything. We're just two kids that decided not to give up on one another. Yeah, and we just held that true to each other.
Thus far in life.
Huh?
I said thus far in life.
Oh, I guess unless she changes her mind. But this is what we have done, and it's like we've had to grow into the position we are now. Lord knows I was not all this. I was not always this mature. I was
You
not always
mature?
okay. I'm done.
Diabolical. I'm
And this
I'm
is what
teasing
the digs.
that. Listen,
She keep a shovel on her.
listen. This is how we stay connected. If we didn't dig at each other, if he didn't take shots at me every day, how would I know he loves me?
Because I paid your
How
light
would
bill.
I know?
I paid your light bill.
Well, but that's also because you like to use lights as well.
No, I don't need the lights. I just need the internet.
It doesn't matter. You benefit from it. You benefit from it. So that's why I always tell them, like, just pretend like if this was just your place by yourself, I'm just here, just taking advantage of what you're already going to pay anyway. You would have to pay all of these things if you were on your own anyway.
No, me and my daughter wouldn't need this much space. We could live in a two bedroom.
That's wild.
No, you're right. We need a 3-bedroom because she need a playroom.
That's wild.
Wow.
I can't with you. Anywho, but yes, I agree with you. I think going back to the video that you had mentioned, those videos are really important, and I do wish that we saw more of those types of transparency videos, especially as it relates to relationships and marriages, so that the younger generation could see, but not in such a negative way that it deters them wanting to be in a serious relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because then, of course, you'll get to the other end of extreme. Well, why would I want to be with somebody or one person, or why would I want to be married?
I saw something today. And it was Kurt Franklin, and I laughed because how short he is every time I look at him.
Diabolical.
But he was saying, like, your whole life you've never been monogamous, but now you chosen to get married, and this is the one time you want to practice
monogamy.
The first time,
right?
Right. And he was saying, like, how can you go into something when you had no experience, right? So he basically, and I kind of agree. Like, if you couldn't hold down and be tied to one person for a long period of time before you got married,
right?
You think you really ready for marriage?
I mean, but there's a lot of it. The thing is, too, yes, I get that part. But when you say, how can you go into a marriage without having the experience of practicing monogamy? There's a lot you go into a marriage not having experience in.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but I think that part is major.
That is kind of a bigger part, especially when your norm is to be with multiple people. Because trying to cut that off cold turkey.
So and so made you mad on Monday, so you in somebody else's bed on Tuesday.
Oh wow,
there's people out there like that.
I know, and that's wild.
Holes in different area codes.
That's wild. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not even gonna say anything. Holes in different area codes. I'm gonna leave it right there.
What?
I'm gonna just leave it right there. What? I'm gonna leave it right there.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Guys, listen, for all of the younger folk out there, relationships can be a beautiful thing. Marriage can be a beautiful thing.
Marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yes. Don't get so sidetracked with the appearance and aesthetics of things, scrolling down your timeline, seeing the pretty dresses and the rings. And yes, all that stuff is fun. I'm not saying, don't have a great wedding. Don't get involved and have fun and do all the things, but don't let that become so much of a focus that you lose sight of what marriage can bring and what you're doing it for, like what marriage is for and what you're doing it for.
And you also got to understand that a house ain't going to stand too long if the foundation ain't strong.
This is true. Preach, Bishop.
Okay, Julie.
Shouts out to Julie.
You're my favorite person right now.
Preach, Bishop. Just really quick. So my friend just started going to a predominantly African American church. And so
I'm putting her business out there.
She loves it. I love her. And she loves it. And so I was telling her a story the other day. She was like, preach, Bishop. I was like, what? I was like, oh, you're in it now. You're in it. Shouts out to Julie. We love you. All right, guys. So we're going to head right on into Our 2 cents. I feel like I should
Boo.
make that a sound and then you can just play it like our 2 cents. Our 2 cents. Okay,
Just
you
read the
ready?
damn thing.
You ready?
No, but that's
Am I the asshole for refusing to be a prisoner to motherhood after my divorce? Okay.
okay. I'm
I
confused.
recently separated from my ex husband after years of feeling like I was disappearing. I was a wife, I was a mom, but me? I didn't know who that existed anymore. My entire life revolved around my marriage and our 3 kids, 13, 5, and 2. I love my children more than anything, and I have them majority of the time. When they're with me, I give them everything: homework, bedtime, stories, family outings, etc. And for the first time in years, I actually feel present instead of trapped in the dark hole of exhaustion and self hate. But on the rare days or week that they're with their dad, I finally have a moment to breathe. I've been using that time to do the things that I never got to do when I was married, like hiking in the mountains, camping under the stars, going to concerts, making friends, playing my games, and watching my movies, figuring out who I am outside of just being a mom or a wife. And now my ex is losing his mind over it. He says that I'm, quote unquote, abandoning our kids and being selfish. He's running around telling our mutual friends and family that I care more about having an adventure than being a mother. Apparently, because I go on overnight camping trips, I'm irresponsible. What does he expect me to do? Sit in an empty house, stare at the walls, and wait for my kids to come back home? For context, during our marriage, he had plenty of hobbies. He had late night gaming sessions, concerts, night out with friends, and even planned a Vegas trip with his coworkers. He never once got questioned whether he was, quote unquote, abandoning his family. But now that I'm doing something for myself, suddenly I'm the villain. I feel like I'm being a good mom by taking care of my mental health and showing my kids that life does not end when things get hard. But his words are starting to get to me. So am I the asshole for finally choosing me for once?
I have a lot of questions. I can't give a
what's the question?
I need to know where you're a stay-at-home mom. Okay, that's number one.
Why?
Because that's gonna then I can understand how she feels grounded. Because he's probably thinking, I was taking care of everything. All you do is take care of the kids. I was providing everything. It could be that kind of situation. So I need to know, were you a stay-at-home mom? Was he providing everything?
I think
Now
that's
I'm
irrelevant,
not
but okay.
now. Of course you do, because you're a woman. Now I can understand and I can relate to losing yourself in the family dynamic. I think we had an episode about this. And I can relate to not knowing who you are outside of the roles you have been assigned or taking on inside the family dynamic. That I can understand. And that is a hard thing to do, because you do get into certain times where you feel like you are, for lack of better words, you're abandoning your responsibilities when you try to do something for yourself. I know what that feels like, because I feel that way sometimes, right? I feel like, so that I can understand you not knowing who you are, right? I personally don't see any issue of you doing what you want with your time when he has his kids.
Exactly.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. I don't see how you're not a divorce to motherhood for that case. You're just, again, you're on your time. He's on his father time. So you're in your time to be you. I don't really see an issue here for say of why he feels this way. Maybe he's controlling. I don't know. Maybe
He just don't want to see her live her best life now that he's no longer in it.
that could be the thing.
Which is why I thought that was like crazy that it doesn't matter whether she was a stay-at-home mom or not.
Well,
That's
but
completely
here's the thing.
irrelevant.
But I feel like there's context out of here.
Okay.
And this is one of those things where I would like to hear his side.
Well, she did put some editing to answer some questions. She said, my ex knows what I do because his sisters and his daughters are stalking my Instagram. My Instagram is private. I post on it for my Scottish family who likes seeing me go places, and I blocked my ex and his entire family. My ex was/is abusive, and I wasn't allowed to do anything. I couldn't go to the store without him. He tried to go to the gym with me to keep an eye on me. He kept my credit cards in his wallet for his use only. If I needed anything, such as clothes, shampoo, undergarments,
Okay,
he
that's
told
enough.
me that I was wasting his money.
That's enough.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like you said, the control thing.
So now I have a clearer picture.
Okay.
You are finally outside of a dynamic when he cannot control your life, and
Exactly.
and now he's in his feelings.
Exactly.
So again, I say,
Because she's living her best life with him not in it.
so here, again, I say you're not an asshole.
Right. So now, because she
That's why I said I
is
need the context.
doing all of the things that
She wanted to do.
she wants to do that are fulfilling to her,
Mhm.
now he has to spin it that because she's enjoying herself, she's having a good time when she doesn't have the kids, you're being an irresponsible mother.
Shit, I have a great time when I ain't got the kid.
What you tell me the other day? You said you be milking it.
You do. I said, do you, baby?
Yeah, he texted me. He was like, you really be
But here's the
milking
thing
it.
about when you be milking it. I don't mind.
I know you don't.
The problem is her. I have to deal with. Oh, where's mommy? I miss him. I said, look here, Phoenix. Your mama's out there she on mommy time.
I'm on mommy time.
Let her live her life.
I'm on mommy time. I was at the gym for 3.5 hours the other day.
What hefty?
3. Stop it.
So we might not be on this podcast much longer.
We might not be around much longer.
Might be a failure.
No, I was at the gym for 3.5 hours. I went and got me coffee. I went and bought new makeup. I just walked around the hobby store.
You was out there.
I mean, I was doing my thing. I was enjoying my time.
I'm gonna tell you something that I'm gonna tell you something that you probably don't know.
Oh gosh.
So what I have to do now is when she goes, where is mom? I said, mom's at the gym. Can you call her? And so I have to show her your location.
To show her that I'm at the gym?
Yes.
But what happens if I've already left?
I try to close it quickly. Because she be on some like, where's my mother?
And then when I do finally like call, or when you've had enough of her beating you down about where I am, he'll call or like put her on FaceTime, and then she'll be in there. She'll be like, Mom, where are you? And I'd be like, Phoenix, I've literally only been gone a few hours. Like, we are together every single day, girl. I love it, but I just need a minute.
In her mind,
I need a minute.
In her mind, you have a finite amount of time.
Right. Because when I came home from the gym today, the first thing she said, I was like, oh, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to shower. She sat right in front of the bathroom and she said, I just want to be next to you. I said, that's fine, baby. But if you could just not watch me shower, that'd be great. Like if you could not watch me shower, that'd be great. But yeah, so I just think that he is upset because he can't control her like he's used to controlling her. So now, just like an abuser, he has to spin it to make it seem like she's doing something wrong. You ain't doing nothing wrong. You're never doing anything wrong if you need a minute to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. Okay? You haven't abandoned your children. Your children are with their father. They're with their other parent. It's not like you're dropping them off at a friend's house so you can go lay under the stars overnight.
Or lay up with some man.
Right. So, no, girl, boy, please. No, you're fine. You're fine. Do you, boo-boo. Enjoy your starry nights, your concerts, and everything else. Okay?
Say Drake.
Men.
You say what?
Men.
Oh,
goodness.
Women.
All right. Anywho, this has been another episode of Life After I Do podcast. If you're not doing so already, I know you know the rundown. Go ahead and head over to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and give us a follow.
OnlyPants.
Like, share, tell your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend who will probably tell a friend about the podcast, okay? Because I keep telling y'all, like, when I'm international, don't be coming over here acting like you know me. Like, don't be coming over here acting like, we was cool and stuff like that because I'm international and stuff now. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well, like, get on early. You know what I'm saying? Get on early and build with us is what I'm trying to say.
She the same OG.
Same OG. All right? But you get a new episode every Wednesday. So don't forget to tune in. And on Mondays. So don't forget to tune in. And until next time.
Peace, Boskies.
Peace, booskies.
She wildin' for y'all.